Well, first, a fire has left parts of Charlotte Maxeke Hospital in Johannesburg damaged. Scores of patients had to be moved to other facilities overnight. Firefighters battling the blaze well into the early hours of this morning after it was reignited 12 hours after it initially started. Let's get you the latest from outside now. Here is Manqoba Mchunu live from the scene for us. Manqoba, hello to you. In the pitch darkness of a very cold winter morning, what does it look like where you are now?
Well, Gareth, there's quite a hive of activity here at Charlotte Maxeke, understandably so, because we do understand, Gareth, that the fire up until this point has not been contained. We are being told that firefighters are still inside this particular section of the hospital trying to extinguish the blaze. But I'm just going to move out of shot just to show you what the scene looks like now here. There are quite still a number of fire emergency personnel here on the scene who are busy trying to extinguish those flames, Gareth. But at this particular point, we do understand that they are still inside. There's still quite a lot of smoke here when you walk here outside this particular facility. And we're also being told that some of the patients here inside the hospital are currently being evacuated. We understand that the evacuation process started last night, Gareth, where they are being moved to other hospitals that are in the close proximity to this particular hospital. We can see there, Gareth, the firefighters still busy on the scene, still trying to extinguish those flames. And inside there, you can see the flames. They're still billowing inside that particular facility. We do understand that this is a dispensary, a store that caught fire here in the hospital. And what we've been told is that the fire started yesterday morning, but later, when firefighters had thought that it was extinguished, it then later reignited. And since then, we do understand that they've been busy trying to extinguish this flame. But I just want to bring in Gareth, one of the spokesperson of the Johannesburg Emergency Services at this point, Ubabu Sinok Matabucho, just to speak to us briefly about the fire. So, Sinok, thank you for your time. Let's start here. We still see, even now, that flame has not been contained. What is the situation like at the current moment?
The situation currently is that we're doing the external firefighting. As you can see, that the firefighters are outside the building. We cannot actually do the firefighting inside the building because the parking level 3 above the medical storeroom, which was burning, has collapsed, even releasing smoke into the other levels. So it has become dangerous for us to do the firefighting inside. So we are outside and doing the firefighting outside and try to contain the fire so that it doesn't spread to other areas.
And in terms of what do we know so far about what has been destroyed here inside this facility?
This is a medical supply storeroom. So that will be your medication, your drips, your syringes. They are stored in this storeroom where they store their medical supply.
And why perhaps is it so difficult to contain this fire? I know that you're saying that you cannot be inside. What sort of material was inside this particular storeroom? Was it flammable?
Yes, it's highly flammable material. You know that your syringes will be plastic, which when it burns, it takes long to extinguish. So that is why it's so difficult for us to be able to extinguish this fire. And then what has been the biggest challenge when the fire started yesterday, it was the issue of the water supply, because we only realized when we arrived here that the couplings to the fire hydrants that are in the underground parking had been stolen, so we couldn't connect. So we are doing water shuttling, meaning that we are getting water from somewhere and then bringing this side and then use that water. And then when you get it finished, then we had to go back and go to recollect the water. And then when we are on that process of recollecting water, the fire ignited again. So that has been a problem. But now we have managed to bring more hoses that are actually connecting to the fire hydrant so that we can be able to deal with the fire. So that's the situation currently.
And what can you tell us about the evacuations here? We do understand that several wards have been evacuated.
Yeah, I'm told that there are patients that have been evacuated. I'm not quite sure in terms of the numbers, how many people have been evacuated, but the spokesperson for the hospital, I've just spoken to her. She says she's on her way here. She's the person that will be able to give me full update in terms of how many patients have been evacuated and to where.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was Sinok speaking to us here about this fire that is unfolding here at the Johannesburg or Charlotte Maxeke Hospital in Johannesburg. And as you can see, Gareth, the firefighters are still quite busy here trying to extinguish those flames.
Well, Manqoba, I think for the moment we'll say thank you. Clearly in the dark, very difficult to make out where exactly that is and just how severe the damage is, as well as we head up to 7 minutes past 6.